Hi church, I hope you're all well. If you're anything like me, then you're going between what can I get done in the house with all this free time to absolute cabin fever and needing your 10-minute walk. I went on a bike ride the other day. That did not end well. I fell off. I looked very silly in front of this young family and had to make out that it hurt much more than it did. So I should be sticking to walking now. Anyway, today I want to talk to you briefly about the run-up of Easter and what an unusual time this is for us. Normally we'd all be popping in and out of the shops, choosing from a mountain of Easter eggs, just enjoying a long weekend, no work, not setting the alarm clock, which if you've got young children, sorry about that, your time will come, I promise. And just like big family get-togethers, roast dinners, all that kind of stuff that we love. It's like preparing for Christmas without the stress of the Christmas shopping. But this year is a very strange Easter for us all in lockdown. Emily mentioned recently that God wasn't taken by surprise by this virus. He knew it was coming. The first Easter wouldn't have taken Jesus by surprise either. He would have been very aware, however horrendous it was going to be for him to go through of every step that was coming. You see, there was no plan B. From the time of the fall in the Garden of Eden, the Trinity knew exactly what would have to happen, that there needed to be a plan of salvation for mankind. In Luke 22, we read that just before his arrest in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus fell to the ground and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but yours be done." On the one hand, we see the anguish of Jesus, the man, struggling with what is coming, the fear and pain that was to lie ahead for him. Yet on the other hand, we see the mindset of Jesus, the Son of God, and his determination to fulfill his mission to rescue mankind. There were dark days ahead for his followers too. When Jesus gave up his life on the cross, there must have been so much confusion, sadness, shock, guilt, and genuine fear among his followers. It's so much easier to be bold and brave when Jesus is standing right next to you. I'm sure we've all had times where we're flying high with God. We're bold, we're brave, we're evangelistic. Then, without even knowing how it happens, something shifts and it feels like God just isn't there anymore. We've entered a time of darkness. We can't see God and we can't feel God. We don't know which way to turn. It seems that heaven is silent. But as we know all too well from the Easter story, victory was coming. It was just a matter of time until death lost its sting completely. We may be feeling some anxiety at this time as we hear the news every day and see all sorts of graphs and charts as figures are conveyed to us that make us sad, so sad, and just at the thought of the loss of loved ones for those people. And that is a completely normal and appropriate response. But let's bear in mind, as we head towards the Easter weekend, that even though COVID-19 is affecting nation after nation, darkness will not win. Victory is coming. You've probably noticed already, but if you haven't, look at the rainbows that are in all the windows as you walk around. And there's so many houses. Children across Britain have been encouraged to paint the rainbow and put it in their window so that it would cause people to smile as they walk past. That's what it actually says on Google. This symbol was given to Noah from God as a promise that never again would God flood the earth. As we know from social media more recently, this symbol has carried a very different meaning. So how wonderful to see it being displayed once again as a symbol of hope. My prayer for you in this week leading up to Easter is that God's promises would make you smile, even if these days feel dark. And as we've already heard in an earlier devotional, the light shines brightest in the darkness. Remember, you are a child of God. Victory over COVID-19 is coming. Amen. Have a blessed week.